Crewton Ramone's House of Math. Here is a little more for parents and teachers on how to use these pages to best effect. So basically what you're needing to understand is that from a very early age we can be compounding the lessons by teaching counting with completing the square. So and we get into square numbers, and these videos attempt to show you how to do this with your children starting out at a very young age. And then you just layer lesson upon lesson, and it becomes more and more complex, but it's easy at the same time. So here we take this basic shape, where we have an x square, an x, another x, and then some units. But this basic shape is the concept that you're going for, that you can build a square and use their knowledge of what a square is in algebra. And this helps them to count, divide by 2, and learn other important concepts that will come in handy when they're doing the quote-unquote higher mathematics. So there's step-by-step instruction on how to do that. So just get out the blocks. And here we are just playing on carpet. So it doesn't even make a very good, it doesn't make a perfect square because it's hard to get the blocks flush on carpet. But it doesn't matter. We're just playing, and we can see that if I have an x square, and here I have 6x, how am I going to break that up and make a square out of it? There you go. 3 there and 3 there. I divided my 6x into 2 parts, and now 9 will fit in the corner. And the whole thing is square. It's an x plus 3 square. So here we can see x squared, 6x, and 9, x squared, 6x, and 9 is the same thing as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now, we can play and get bigger, and bigger is always funner. So here we have x squared, 8x, and 16. This is already reshaped into a square. And bigger and bigger and bigger, because we can see, oh, 16, well, we can make 16 like this, but we can reshape 16 into 4 fours. And there it is. Now, we covered a 3-period lesson here, and I have a couple of videos here showing you theory in practice with an 11-year-old completing the square. And if your machine doesn't like this format, just click this, it's the same video. A little bit more with Commander Colby. Fooling around, completing the square. And again, you can click here if this doesn't work for you. Now, you can go home, or you can continue on. Now that you've got this part down, you start to understand that you can play and have fun building and completing the square, and it's an easy game for little kids to play, where they just have to figure out how to break it into 2 parts and fit blocks in the corner, and then count how many are in the corner. And this video up here shows you how to do all of that. And then come back down here, and it's going to take you to a entry page. And here, there's a little video that tells you a little bit about what's on the next page and so forth, but I'm going to give you a whole lot more than this video does and talk about that. If you haven't already gotten Supremely Simple Subtraction, you should get it. Get on the list. And if you already have a password, all you got to do is click Enter, and you're good. You're in. So this enter is the same as this enter, and just click it, and the password that you already have will work. If you choose to just get this page, which is one page, after watching this video. When you buy this, you're going to get sent a link that's to the exact same thing you're going to see in just a second, but it's going to have a different password for you people. And you have access to it for life. Now, what you'll get is a page that says, put your password in. I've already put my password in. It's my website. So here, what you're going to see is starting from the very, very beginning with the youngins, with the little toddlers. Right? But these same lessons can be used with older students, of course. And the idea is that you understand where we're going with this. Right? Why we play with these lessons with the little kids, so that when we get to stuff like completing the square, the concepts are already understood. It's already easy. We've already baby-stepped our way there because they're familiar with all the different things that you have to do. Like this student right here, if you watch this video, you'll see that he has some major holes in his understanding of mathematics, and it handicaps him because he can't even divide numbers by 2. But if he'd been playing and fooling around with these blocks since he was a little kid, it would have been no problem. And much easier. But playing around with square numbers and square roots and getting your hands on it and being able to see what's going on, it makes such a big difference later on. Because then when they see, completing the square, it's like, oh, that's easy. Simple. Alright, so here is a lesson where we do completing the square and take it in baby steps. We're going to go a little bit further now that you're familiar with the basic concepts. And then we take it a little bit further than that, where we take completing the square and show how it applies to graphing a polynomial and giving you the vertex form. So in order to get the vertex form, you have to complete the square, and you should be able to do that now with ease after all this. We baby stepped our way there. And then here's more on, well, what if it has more than 1x squared? What if this is odd? Well, by now you know what to do if this is odd. And there's more practice. Well, look, it's 5x squared now. Oh no. And then another lesson with a student on completing the square. And like I said, these lessons come at $50 an hour. So each one of these lessons, the student, if it's a video of a student, the student paid $50 for that lesson. And you're getting them here, all for the low price of $39.95. And if you've already got a password, you're in for free. Use your password. It's the lifetime, it's the site-wide password. Just put it in there, and you're good to go. And then from here, we can go to pages on the quadratic formula. Apply it. And look, started out again with just little kids. They start off understanding just basic concepts like x squared, x plus 1 squared, and so forth. How we get to this thing right here. So, lots of videos on how to derive the quadratic formula and how to apply it. And the way you get there is by completing the square. Okay. So that's one avenue you can go down. And then the other one is just more advanced algebra. These are all password protected pages. If you don't have your password saved, it will ask you for the password when you click that. So here, it takes a minute to load because, like I said, there's way too much on this page, and I have to transfer it over to a new code. And anyway, that will happen eventually. But right now, it's going to take a little while because there's so much on this page. Look at all these videos. Let's see, you guess it all goes together. Little kids. So if the little kids can do it, you can do it with your teenagers. This gives you lesson after lesson after lesson how to present algebra. The negative ones too. Look at the size of these kids. And they're just little kids. And then larger problems. We'll start getting into third power. And playing around with division, of course. And of course division with the big ones, quote unquote. And then graphing polynomials. And just lesson after lesson after lesson. This one page alone is worth your price of entry. Now, if you get the password that only goes here, to this page right here, then you won't be able to click these two links. Because, well, you'll be able to click them, but it'll ask you for a password, and you don't have the password, because your password only gets you this far. Ah, yes, there is now a method behind my madness. Anyway, so, more will be added to this page, though, as time goes by. And I think you can see that it's more than worth your $39.95. Because, like I said, just one of these lessons, the students that got the lesson, they paid $50 for it. Anyway, if you've already got your lifetime password, just put it in. And for those of you that are just wanting this one lesson, you can purchase it on the page previous, and this is what you get. Alright. Crewton Ramone's House of Math. Come on.